Hey friends, it's Miss Seward. So I have already filmed this video once and it didn't look good when I put it up on YouTube. So I am trying it again, but I just want to start off by saying that I cannot believe it is our last week of school. We only have this week left and then you guys are done with the second grade. And all of you have grown so much and I'm so proud of you and I cannot wait to see how you do in third grade. I want to have a Zoom meeting on Friday to just have like an end of the year talk with everybody and just have fun. So I'm going to post about that soon and I hope you guys can come. What I'm going to do now is just quickly read you this story so that you can answer the questions. The questions today are questions that you have to write a sentence to respond to. And I want you to show me how you've learned how to write sentences in second grade, okay? You just have to make sure that they're 5-star sentences, capital letters, punctuation, make sure they make sense. Make sure you're restating the question. That's so important, okay, guys? All right, so Miss Seward is just going to read you this story really quick. This is chapter 9 of the War of 1812, and it's Andrew Jackson. After the Battle of Baltimore, both sides began to get tired of the war. They called a meeting. Men from both sides sat down to try to form a peace treaty, but in the meantime, the war went on. The British sent troops to attack the city of New Orleans on the Gulf of Mexico. So a peace treaty is like a contract, like a paper that's going to say, okay, we're going to end this war. We're going to be at peace with each other, okay? And let's see. Oops, there we go. And then this is a picture of New Orleans back then and how it was when they were at the War of 1812 and they were going to have a battle with the British. You can see why New Orleans is an important place if you look at the map on the next page. This city is located at the mouth of the Mississippi River, right where the river drains into the Gulf of Mexico. So it tells you that it's located at the mouth of the Mississippi River and that the mouth is right where the river drains into the Gulf of the first page. Okay. From New Orleans, you can travel north along the Mississippi River. You can also turn off into other rivers that feed into the Mississippi, like the Ohio River. These rivers are like highways that lead right into the middle of North America. In 1814, New Orleans was already an important big port. Lots of ships landed there. Farmers could ship their goods down the river and sell them in New Orleans. Traders could unload goods in New Orleans and ship them up the river. New Orleans was an important city, not only for the people who had homes there, but also for the farmers up the river in places like Ohio and Kentucky. If the British took New Orleans, they could control trade along the Mississippi. Farmers in Ohio and Kentucky would be cut off. The Americans could not let this happen. They sent an army to defend the city. The army was led by a man named Andrew Jackson with Mexico. So if you look on this page right here, it's right there. See, it's Point New Orleans. This is the Mississippi River. So it's telling you where the Mississippi River comes into the Gulf of Mexico, okay? Let me go back. And there's our picture of our map again. And then next page. Andrew Jackson was from Tennessee. He had joined the U.S. Army during the American Revolution. At the time, he was just a boy. He was too young to fight. He carried notes from place to place. During the Revolution, Jackson and his brother were taken prisoner by the British. It was a difficult time for them. They were treated badly. They almost starved to death. Jackson's brother got sick and died. While he was a prisoner, Jackson had a run-in with the British officer. The man ordered Jackson to clean his boots. Jackson was proud and stubborn. He refused. The man shouted at Jackson. Still, Jackson refused. The man struck Jackson with his weapon. Jackson was left with a scar on his face. As a result of this, Andrew Jackson had no love for the British. He was happy to fight against them as an army general when the War of 1812 broke out. And then there's a picture of Andrew Jackson. And you might recognize him. He's on our money. He's on the $20 bill, you guys. Jackson had not been trained as a soldier, but he was bold and strong. His mother had died when he was young. He had gotten by on his own as an orphan. He had made his own way in life. During the first part of the War of 1812, Jackson battled against Native Americans in the West. Many Native Americans had sided with the British. Jackson's men called him Old Hickory because he was as strong as a knotty old piece of hickory wood. In 1814, Old Hickory was given an important job. He was told to raise an army to protect New Orleans. Jackson rushed to the city. He picked up new troops along the way. Many of the men who joined him were farmers, but there were also free African Americans, Native Americans, and even pirates. When Jackson arrived, he ordered his ragtag army to set up walls and get ready for an attack. They waited. So he says ragtag army. That means it's like a mix of a bunch of random people. It's not just a bunch of farmers. It's not just a bunch of freed slaves. It's not just Native Americans. It's not just pirates. It's just a weird mix of people. So that's his ragtag army. And then the last page shows the picture of Andrew Jackson on his horse and getting ready for the battle. So we're almost done with this whole story, and I cannot wait to see what happens, you guys. So what you're going to do now is you can go and answer those questions. I have the story posted for you, as well as this video of me reading it. So if you want to go back and read it yourself, or if you want to use the book to go look up answers, you can do that, or you can use this video to help you find your answers. Other than that, we are good to go. I hope I see you at our Zoom on Friday, and I hope you have a great day. I love you guys. Bye.